evening. It's Monday night, and it's time for CPS News with Brent and Jessy. News that speaks your language.
Okay, don't change your channel because based on our outfits, you might think you've tuned into a 1980s episode of Miami Vice, but it's just getting warmer out and we're dressing lighter. So welcome to CPS News, the news that speaks your language. Tonight, it's Monday, March 18th. We have lots of great stories for you tonight, and of course, the greatest co-host on TV, Jessy. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here with us. You are about to get informed. We have a lot of information for your local Puerto Vallarta news. So stay with us and please be in touch with us. Contact us on YouTube. That's the easiest way, just on the comments below. And how are you doing, Brent, today?
Thanks for asking. I'm great, but I'm excited to get to this newscast. We got some pretty great stories to go over tonight and pretty interesting stuff. So let's get on with the headlines.
Tonight, CPS Evening News will feature a lineup of informative and exciting stories that our viewers won't want to miss. A medical crisis unfolds at Puerto Vallarta hospitals as dialysis machines malfunction and are blamed for an alleged 13 deaths in 2 months. Divergent paths emerge as presidential candidates sign a crucial document outlining the Catholic Church's blueprint for a national reconciliation at the Peace Commitment Summit. Exclusive live interview with Rodrigo Lopez on the ABCs of Mexican politics. Our anchor, Brent Lane, will read viewer-submitted questions. Don't miss this unique opportunity to hear from this local political expert. Stay tuned to hear these stories and more on CPS News with Jessy and Brent.
In our first story tonight, we have a health crisis in Puerto Vallarta. Patients undergoing hemodialysis at the General Hospital Zone number 42 of the Mexican Social Security Institute, also called EAMS, in Puerto Vallarta, report poorly calibrated machines leading to serious illness and allegedly 13 deaths in only 2 months. Symptoms following treatment include severe thirst and swelling, with some patients requiring emergency care. Previously, patients had access to private clinics for dialysis, but this service ended, forcing them into the hospitals. Concerns grow as patients fear for their lives, highlighting the urgent need for resolution to prevent further tragedies. With information from our CPS reporter, Carolina Gomez.
As investigations unfold, the Puerto Vallarta community anxiously awaits a resolution to the dialysis crisis. We have more information on this story now, as there are even more reports of issues with these machines. And here is Corey with the details.
Mrs. Carmen Maria Pineda, advocating for her daughter's life, demands maintenance from the hospital director, Jorge Humberto Valdivia Flores. Valdivia committed to maintenance, but the situation persists. In recent weeks, Carmen's daughter, Reina, experienced a crisis during her hemodialysis treatment, arriving at the hospital without vital signs. Carmen expressed her distress, attributing the incident to the machines, which she claims left her daughter with excessive sodium. Reina herself confessed to fearing for her life, recounting her experience of being revived without awareness of her surroundings. Marina, another patient, shared a similar ordeal, describing a pre-heart attack due to a malfunctioning machine that allowed air to enter her body unnoticed. Despite 15 years of treatment, Marina's experience was alarming, leaving her questioning the safety of her sessions. Tragically, Humberto, a young patient, passed away after enduring 2 years of hemodialysis. His mother, Irene, voiced concerns about the inadequate care her son received, including catheter issues and insufficient dialysis sessions. These accounts shed light on the grave consequences of alleged machine malfunctions, sparking fear and uncertainty among patients. With information from Carolina Gomez, Corey Duchateau, CPS News.
With the community's eyes on the ongoing dialysis crisis, hope lingers for a swift resolution to this. Puerto Vallarta now awaits the assurance of improved medical conditions and the prevention of future tragedies.
Now it's time to celebrate International Women's Day with Hospital Hoya. Brent, please tell us about the preventative medical stuff.
Of course, Jessy, I am happy to. Honoring International Women's Day, Hospital Hoya is offering comprehensive preventative medical checkups throughout the entire month of March. Take charge of your well-being and schedule your checkup today by contacting 322-226-1010 or just visit Hospital Joya at Boulevard Francisco Medina Asensio, 2760 Zona Hotel Norte. Hospital Joya is committed to your health, and hopefully many of our female viewers can take advantage of that great offer. Now, coming up, there was an announcement last week about the upcoming transformation of an old criminal court building that will serve Puerto Vallarta. Here are the details of this renovation.
Daniel Espinoza Licon, the president of the Supreme Court of Justice of Jalisco, announced plans to commence the renovation of the former criminal courts building adjacent to the Estapa Penitentiary this month. The aim is to transform it into the new Judicial Center of Puerto Vallarta. Licon Espinoza expressed confidence that the restoration and rehabilitation work would commence at the beginning of the month, highlighting an investment of 40 million pesos to ensure dignified spaces for the 5 civil courts. Currently housed in the Municipal Administrative Unit, also known as UMA, these courts will soon have their own dedicated space. The building had been left abandoned following the implementation of the new justice system in 2015. However, with the construction of a new building for the Control and Oral Trial Court, District 8, next door, and subsequent remodeling last year to accommodate labor courts, the site is being revitalized. This development means that Puerto Vallarta will soon have its criminal, labor, and civil courts consolidated in one location, potentially by the end of the year. With information from Carolina Gomez, Corey Duchateau, CPS News.
Now, as you remember, last week we covered lots of politics. Now, before I sit down tonight with our local political expert, Rodrigo Lopez, for an interview, Jessy, you've got a political story I think you'd like to share with the audience.
Well, the presidential candidates attended the Commitment for Peace meeting convened by the Mexican Episcopal Conference, in which they signed a document with the 7 points that, according to the Catholic Church, are necessary to rebuild the country's social fabric. Jorge Alvarez Maínez proposed that through the regulation of the drug market and a tax reform that favors income collection, he will finance the National Pacification Plan, with which he will achieve peace in the country in less than 6 years. The presidential candidate of the coalition formed by the PRI, PAN, and PRD, Xochitl Gálvez Ruiz, signed and endorsed the National Commitment for Peace and highlighted the coincidences between some of her ideas and those presented in the document, which consists of 117 proposals grouped into 7 categories. Meanwhile, Claudia Sheinbaum, the candidate of the coalition Sigamos Haciendo Historia, subscribed to the Commitment for Peace, but clarified that she does not agree with part of the diagnosis presented to her, and argued that there are currently 2 models of the country, as well as 2 models of security. Now, for the first time, we have a special interview on air with Brent and his guest, Rodrigo Lopez of CPS.
Hey, I appreciate that, Jessy. Thanks so much. But now it's time for the interview we've been telling you about. And I'm so happy to have Rodrigo Lopez here today, who's one of our CPS anchors and a political expert around here. So, Rodrigo, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you too, Brent, for letting me be here with your audience.
Absolutely. So this is important. We've received questions online from you all, so thank you. So I'd like to get right to the very first question about politics so we can all know more about it. The first one is from our viewer, Shelley. This is a very simple question, so we will start easy. When the upcoming elections for the president and local governor and mayor, how long are these terms for these elected positions?
Well, the election will be held on Sunday, June the 2nd.
Okay.
And more than 100 million Mexicans are called to vote to elect a new president that will take the charge on October the 1st. So on a parallel process, there's also the election of the governor of Jalisco. These states, in 9 states, there will also be elections.
Okay.
And in Puerto Vallarta, a new mayor also will be elected. And there's also another process to elect the senators and the deputies and local deputies for the state of Jalisco. So there are different terms. For example, for the presidency in Mexico, the president lasts 6 years on charge. The governor of Jalisco also 6 years. In the case of mayors, they last 3 years in the charge and they can be re-elected. In the case of deputies, federal deputies, the charge is for 3 years. They can also be re-elected, and the senators, charge is for 6 years.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Rodrigo. That was more than I've ever known, and probably more than a lot of our audience knows. Now, this next question also came to us on a YouTube comment. Tell our viewers what political parties are involved. For example, the two main parties in the USA are Democrats and Republicans. There's some third ones that are out there, but what are the main parties in Mexico? Tell me about them.
Well, you should know that in Mexico there are more than 2 political parties. There are some local parties. For example, in these presidential elections, there are 3 candidates that involve more than 3 parties. The ruling one is Morena, that for this election has 2 allies. The Green Party, called PV, Partido Verde, the Workers' Party, called PT, the Partido del Trabajo, and on the opposition, there's a front with PRI, PAN, and PRD. They used to be rivals, but for this election, they unite to face Morena. And there's also a third candidate for the Citizen Movement, or MC, for its acronym in Spanish. So there are 3 candidates for the presidency. In Jalisco, there are also another alliances. The ruling party here is the MC, the Citizen Movement Party. And there's also the alliance PRI-PAN-PRD. And there's also the candidate for Morena and the Green Party.
Wow, okay, so that's a lot. It seems a bit more complicated than the US actually. So we've only got time for one more question. So in general, maybe the bigger parties of those, what do they generally stand for? Like Republicans have certain platforms, Democrats have certain platforms. Can you quickly tell us like kind of where their stance is on certain platforms?
Well, in this case, for example, Morena, the federal ruling party, it's identified with left causes. The president called it the People's Party. And most of analysts call him a populist party, Morena. So PRI and PAN have more central positions. The PRI more liberal, PAN more conservative. They have been against abortion, for example. And PRD is more left-oriented. And in the case of MC, emerged from PAN here in Jalisco, and it's ruling 2 states, this MC, Jalisco and Nuevo León. But in this case, they have been confronted in terms of economy and politics.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Rodrigo. We've run out of time. I hope we can have you back, but that was amazing. Sure. I hope everybody got something out of that.
Thanks for having me here, Brent.
Absolutely. Now back to you, Jessy.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Rodrigo. Now, what did you all think of this special interview? Is this something you want more of with different topics? Do you have a topic you would like us to interview someone about? If so, please let us know in the YouTube comments section right below this video. Now, it's time to talk about some people that might actually be getting a little better with their Spanish, and it's about that time. Looking at you, Mr. Lane. Now, let me tell you about American English Tree. Unlock the door to a world of language through American English Tree's Dynamic Institute, offering both in-person and online classes with an excellent program for seamless learning of Spanish and English. But there's more. When you register as Spanish student, you provide a 100% English scholarship to a child in need, ensuring their access to our ongoing language program. Join in spreading the joy of language and making a positive impact in our community. Reach out to get started at 322-236-5924 or visit them at Plaza Caracol behind the bowling alley. Remember, American English Tree, where learning meets compassion. And if you mention CPS News, you will get a 10% discount in your lesson plan. Speak it, understand it, enjoy it.
Thanks, Jessy, and a big shout out to Eddie and the whole English Tree team. As you already know, we have Eddie coming into our radio show, Asphalt Radio, which you can hear every Saturday from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Think I'm improving week to week, but producer Eddie is still correcting me when I say Bahía de Banderas. Is that a little better, Eddie? I hope so. I know my producer's listening. Okay, this next story happens to have the daughter of a very good friend of mine in it. What a small town Puerto Vallarta is. So I want to say hi to Shannon, Al, and their super gifted gymnast daughter, Maya, as well as all the girls that participated in this event in our next story. Hey, Maya and team, I hope y'all are watching. You guys rock.
A Puerto Vallarta-based gymnastics team made waves at the 2024 Nuevo Vallarta Gilling Cup, securing an impressive 75 medals across various levels. Led by coach Ivan Gomez, the team's stellar performance included a first-place finish for the Level 2 team and an all-around championship title for Evie Sanchez-McLean. Notably, the Level 3 team clinched a second place overall, showcasing exceptional talent and dedication. Coach Ivan Gomez emphasizes the numerous benefits of artistic gymnastics, encouraging early involvement in physical and cognitive development. Under his guidance, the team has flourished, representing Puerto Vallarta with distinction in regional, national, and international competitions. Looking ahead, they aim to continue their success and invite individuals of all ages to join them at their facility to explore the world of gymnastics. With a team of experienced coaches and a commitment to excellence, Gymnastics Ivan Gomez offers a nurturing environment for the aspiring gymnast to thrive. With information from Fernanda Boracay, Laura Lane, CPS News.
Wow, this was a great story. Ivan Gomez is a wonderful trainer, and oh my gosh, you know, this family of this little girl, this is wonderful.
It really is, and they're great friends of ours. We've met her. She's so mature behind her years and so talented. I'm happy that this story made our news, and I'd just like to give that back to everybody. She's super talented.
All right, but now we do have to take a quick break, and then we will be back with more info. Remember to do some comments right below this video so that you can tell us how you're doing, if you're liking this newscast, or any other feedback that you have. We'll be right back.
CPS News. News that speaks your language.
Welcome back, everybody, to CPS News. Thanks for sticking with us. Coming up, we've got some great stories, and we're glad to have you back for them, including the great story at the end about what a drag for charity. It was really awesome, and glad we got to cover it for everybody.
Oh, yes. But right now, we have to talk a little bit about Hospital La Jolla. Let me tell you about them. So, a word from Hospital Jolla. They are our sponsor, and we're really thankful to them. And, you know, they're honoring International Women's Day, and they're offering comprehensive preventative medical checkups throughout the month of March. You can take charge of your well-being and schedule your checkup today by contacting 322-226-1010, or you can visit Hospital Jolla at Boulevard Francisco Medina Asensio, 2760. This is in the hotel zone. Hospital Jolla is always committed to your health. Now let's run over to Brent Lane. He's got more information about the next half marathon coming up this week.
CPS Vallarta is hosting the 12th half marathon and 22nd recreational race coming up on Sunday, March 24th, starting at 7 a.m. Both races start and end at the Agustin Flores Contreras Sports Unit, also as we call the stadium, with a route along Francisco Medina Asensio Boulevard. This event is open to all ages, all genders. The half marathon offers categories like open, master, veterans, and a special Vallarta athlete category for the locals. Registration includes a medal and a shirt. This event not only promotes fitness, but also concludes World Water Commemoration Day, supporting the conservation of water. With a record-setting participation limit of 850 spots, organizers expect a higher turnout this year, drawing in more sports enthusiasts than usual. You can register at the CPS Vallarta office and Innova Sports stores, or register online at the asdeporte.com website. I'm sure we'll see Rodrigo out there. I know he runs all the time. Now it's time to transfer your home into a smart home with Savvy Control Home. Experience the seamless integration of security, comfort, audio, video, and lighting systems, all at your fingertips. They proudly collaborate with the market's best brands to ensure the highest quality in every solution. Visit their showroom at Highway in Punta de Mita, number 1.5, number 9 exit, right at the entrance of La Cruz, to witness the future of smart living. Elevate your lifestyle today. Call Savvy Control Home at 322-223-0195, or just go to their webpage, savvycontrolhome.com. Of course, on this newscast, we always like to have a little bit of fun, and now it's that time. It's almost time for our calendar of events, but first, I want to know what's going on with the crock contest, Jessy.
Oh yeah, have you sent your crock name yet? We've gotten a lot of responses and a lot of really fun ones too. Do you have any other ones you'd like?
I'm still thinking, I'm going to go with Godzilla 2. I mean, I've been saying Godzilla the whole time, but why not go with Godzilla 2?
Oh, no.
I think that's it. Wait, what's yours?
I like Fred the Crocodile. Fred?
Wait, Fred? Seriously? Fred?
Just kidding. Rod the Croc.
Rod the Croc. Okay, so like Doc the Croc. Okay, whatever it is, let's move on. It's almost time for our events now. It actually is time for our events, and I think it needs a better name. So I'm thinking, how about Laura's Leisure List?
You got it. That sounds great.
Amazing, it's about to happen. The miracle of television.
Thanks, team. I'm excited to share some awesome events in Vallarta and Bahía de Banderas coming up this week. The renowned municipal folkloric group Ciutla is gearing up to celebrate its 30th anniversary with a grand gala performance. Over the years, they've proudly showcased the cultural richness of Puerto Vallarta through 40 nationwide tours and 4 international expeditions to countries including France, Spain, the United States, Canada, England, China, and Argentina, among many others. Notably, they clinched the gold medal at the first state dance competition during Guadalajara's October festivities in 1999. Enrique Barrios Limon, the group's director, extends a warm invitation to locals and residents to show their support. The proceeds from this event will contribute towards funding a trip for the talented students to Mexico City. The gala will take place at Teatro Vallarta on Saturday, March 23rd, starting at 7 p.m. Ticket donations are set at 150 pesos. For more details, contact them at 322-274-2904 or 322-141-6425. Get ready for a fiesta of flavors at the 8th edition of Taco Fair PV. This event will be held on March 31st from 2 to 11 p.m. at Hidalgo Park in downtown Puerto Vallarta for a mouth-watering celebration. Indulge in delicious carnitas, seafood, suadero, and more. Plus, enjoy craft beverages, desserts, and live music for the ultimate family-friendly experience. Don't miss out on the fun, and admission is free. See you there. A little history lesson for those who don't know about an upcoming holiday. March 21st is Benito Juarez Day. This national holiday commemorates the birth of one of Mexico's most important presidents. Of indigenous Zapotec origin, Benito Juarez was a humble lawyer who changed a very young Mexico with his Reformation laws, in which state and church were separated. A nationalist at heart, he defended Mexico from foreign invasion and forever transformed this nation into what it is today. Every Wednesday from 6 to 10 p.m. is the Art Walk in the center of Puerto Vallarta. This walking route features 16 main galleries that open their doors for the evening as you walk through the historic center of beautiful PV. The Art Walk tour is free and the galleries offer complimentary wine. There's always the possibilities of tourgoers having an opportunity to chat with the exhibiting artist. The short distance between each gallery allows you to visit several locations in a single day and a chance to mingle with fellow art lovers. Hope you enjoyed that peek into Vallarta's awesome events lineup for this week. Back to you guys for more news.
Thanks, Laura. That was a great Laura's Leisure List segment. Now, if you see us at one of these events, please say hi. Now, here's our final story for tonight's newscast by Corey about a recent event that was amazing, fun, and for a great cause. What a drag.
Saturday, March 3rd marked the 10th anniversary of What a Drag, a yearly fundraiser event that supports the Casa Esperanza Women's Shelter. For the 10th year in a row, straight men transformed themselves into stunning drag queens and performed on the stage of Teatro Vallarta, taking a stand together against domestic violence. In this talent show style competition, 7 contestants competed for the title of Miss What a Drag. Rich Janot, Mike Eggerling, Simon Oliver, David Jones, Brandon Broadwell, Mao Heba, and Brandon Johnson donned women's clothes, shoes, wigs, and makeup, created drag personas, and performed musical numbers of their choice, backed up by singers, dancers, and even pyrotechnics. Javier Martinez has been the show's director for several years. Brandon Johnson, performing as Brandy Styles, took home the title this year. The event raised over 3 million pesos for Casa Esperanza, which will be used to provide assistance to women and children escaping domestic violence. Anyone interested in donating to Casa Esperanza can do so at www.compassionforthefamily.com. Corey Duchateau, CPS News.
Well, how fun did that event look? I went a couple years ago. My friend Lee Perry was in it. He looked amazing. I know it's a lot of work, a lot of makeup, but I've also had a few people kind of nudging me into doing it, including you.
Yes, I think it would be great if you're part of it. And hey, this year they got 3 million pesos for it, so it's a great cause. Maybe next year you can make it, up to 4 million.
Well, I think just the heels alone would be a benefit for me. I'm a little height challenged, so I'll go with the 6-inch heels. I think it looks great. And again, thanks so much for tuning in. You guys can watch us every week right on YouTube, right on TVMar. We leave comments, say hi to us, and definitely if you've got a story that you're interested in and you want to share it with us and have us talk about it, please put it right in the comments on YouTube below this.
Yes, thanks for being here tonight. Have a good one, and we'll see you next week.
CPS News. News that speaks your language.